Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this exciting discussion. It's a conversation that we need to be having at this time, at such a crucial time and at such a crucial season. Well, this is your transformational moment, and I'm your host, Sheila, and I'm thankful that we have various participants here, but the one that we are actually keenly focusing on today is Mwihaki Kahiga. And I like, if I can just say something about Mwihaki, is that I love who she is. I love what she stands for in matters leadership, in matters of when you think about business, when you think about people, when you think about society. I mean, basically everything that is should be right about everything that I like is what Mwihaki is. So anyway, without me talking too much, I'll give Mwihaki an opportunity, maybe 1 minute, Mwihaki, for you just and we can pick up from there.
So you're giving me time to introduce myself, Sheila? I lost your update there.
Yes, I said, if you can just take a moment to introduce yourself.
I guess Sheila has already done the basics. So my name is Mwihaki Kahiga. I am a mother of one. I consider myself a leader in terms of I manage a development in Kilifi. I do a lot of consulting. I am also basically someone who makes a lot of decisions that affect a lot of people on a daily basis. And as far as I'm concerned, and that's what I'm going to sort of straight go into it, is for me, a leader is anybody that sits in a position of power and makes decisions on a daily basis that affect everybody else as they go along. And so today I am proud to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Sheila, for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
So it's 6 hours, which power?
Yes.
And then you said a leader is in a position to make decisions that are affecting people that are around them. So basically what we are saying is that everybody is a leader, because all of us, from the guy who's cleaning in the street, from the guy who's washing toilets, from the house manager in the house, from the person who's sitting behind a desk on a shop, from the person who's in a matatu, basically leadership goes all the way down. Because unfortunately I've realized that many people tend to only think of leaders as the people that are there in politics or in the corporate governance and stuff, but it actually trickles the way down, right? That's what I'm hearing you saying this morning.
Yes, exactly, Sheila. Every one of us, when you think of, let's go to the basics of it. When you think of a mother in the house, you make decisions on a daily basis that affect your family. It technically puts you in as a leader in that family. When you think of a manager in a particular office, they make decisions on a daily basis that affect the subordinates and the juniors in that company. When you think of your house manager, the moment you walk out of that door, they become the boss in that house. They become the person that holds the capacity to make decisions. And so every single human being, actually including our children, the moment you walk out of the door and you leave your kids in the house, they now are sitting in a leadership position. That's as basic as it can get. Yes, it is important to also recognize that there are leaders that are sitting in corporate positions, there are leaders that are political, there are leaders that are leaders by profession, leaders by positions that they have. But yes, Sheila, every single one of us here is a leader in their own right.
And this is something that we need to be able, it's a message, because I see that many a times what we do as individuals, we live our lives kind of like in a very myopic environment, shelving, or really maybe not understanding that we are leaders. So I'm glad that you've been able to break it down to that, right? So that we can know that at the end of the day, leadership starts even from the home. And leadership also starts with ourselves. So maybe you can also talk on that level at how do I manage myself in terms of me being a leader? How do I manage myself?
Truth is that if you lead yourself, you don't lead anybody else. So there's a book I read once, and it talks about self-leadership. That you have to be able to lead yourself. You have to be able to guide yourself. You have to be able to make decisions, personal decisions that put you in the right path. So that then at some point when you find yourself in a leadership position, you are able to lead another person. Think about the many, when we talk about our own personal intelligence, emotional intelligence, when you also think about the IQ, which is the intelligence quotient of a human being, if these things are not balanced within yourself, you cannot be able to govern self. And governing self requires a lot. It requires you to actually realize who you are, which basically is when we talk about personal development, is that someone has to develop themselves enough to be able to recognize the capacity and the power within themselves, to be able to realize that they themselves are powerhouses in themselves, and to know that every step of the way, every single day, when you wake up in the morning, the decisions you make in your bedroom when no one can see, when you're in your kitchen, when you walk out of that house, those things that you do on your own, the ones that build you as a person, are traits and requirements that to help you to lead yourself. And leading yourself is the most basic of leadership skills. You need to be able to stand in a position of power over yourself and tell yourself, you need to listen to me. So this basically means that you have to learn to lead the person you are, the inside of you, your brain, the capacity to make personal decisions that affect you, so that then you can become a stronger party and be able to walk out and make decisions that can help other people. And let me tell you something, if you cannot lead you, how do you expect to lead anyone else?
That's true. That's true. So there has to be an ability, cognitive skills. We have to have that ability of understanding who we are, first of all, as individuals, our strengths, our weaknesses, and how we can be able to maximize on the same. I'm appreciating some of the words that you're saying, managing, governing ourselves, decision making, taking charge, taking control of ourselves, being able to really put ourselves in the map and in the balance. Then we can be able to push ourselves to the next level and achieve our objectives. So yes, personal leadership has to be there and is integral to somebody else now transferring those skills that you have in managing yourselves also in managing others, right?
True,
So
Sheila.
what would you
Go
sorry?
on, go on. Go on.
So some of the, you can now highlight from that context, would you highlight to us what the functions of a leader is?
The basics, the very basics, considering that we're not doing a lecture in a class, I will break this to the very basics because I think that is what is helpful. And for me, one of the very key basics of leadership is to guide. And when we're talking of guiding, we're talking of being able to stand in a position where people can actually look at what you're doing and see the light in what you're doing and follow. So guiding others, guiding yourself. So from a personal perspective, are you able to guide yourself? From a group perspective, are you able to guide others? A leader must initiate action. You must be that party that initiates action. For example, we're in this era of COVID-19, and my question to leaders is, what actions are you initiating to help level the curve? As an example, if you're a manager like I am in this position now, what decisions am I making that are initiating actions towards a future that is better, towards ensuring that the people that I am leading, the ones that I am guiding, the people that actually look at what I am doing and are hoping for solutions from me, am I initiating actions that can be counted on by these people. The other thing, of course, as a leader, you have to be able to be the one that motivates the rest of the team. How many times do you find yourself guiding people and leading people, initiating action, but because people are so demoralized based on the circumstances around what is happening in their lives on a day-to-day basis, they're so demotivated, they can barely be able to do anything that you're telling them. So your role as a leader is to ensure that you motivate these people to be able to join you in making sure that whatever capacity of leadership you're playing in is able to move along in the right way. You need to be a motivator. You need to be somebody that instills hope, because as a leader, you're leading people that are coming from different backgrounds. Somebody slept hungry last night. Somebody had a fight with their wife the day before yesterday. Somebody is demoralized because they don't know what the future holds. They're not even sure whether they can face tomorrow. And then you're here trying to guide people to walk in a particular path. If you do not have the capacity to motivate these people, they will fail. Definitely, they will fail. You need to have an aspect of hope within yourself that you can share with these people so that they can be motivated. You have to be able to be someone that creates confidence. When people look at you, what do they see? Do they see somebody that is failing, that is wobbly, that is shaky, that is not sure about what they're saying, that is not even sure about the decisions they're making or whether they can hold water? And you need to be a leader. For you as a leader, you need to be able to create confidence within your people. Create confidence within your family. Create confidence within with your subordinates. Create confidence. If you're a political leader, give us confidence so that we can be able to know that the decisions you make sitting in that capacity, they will be decisions that can help us as your citizens. So you have to be able to create confidence and build morale. How many times do you meet with people and they're so demoralized, you have no idea how to deal with it? So as a leader, then the other thing, one of the basics is you should be able to give these people morale. Can you institute morale in people? Can you make people do what you want them to do? Because as you all know, leadership is influence. If you cannot influence people in the right way, you're not leading anyone. If you cannot influence yourself to make the positive decisions and to tell your mind that it needs to focus in the right way, you're not helping yourself. So you have to be able to influence people to do the right thing. And you can influence people if you help them build their morale step by step. What work environment are you giving the people that you work with? That's another basic that needs to be looked into. You have to ensure that the environment around you and around the people that you are dealing with is actually viable. So as a leader, you have to do a few of those things, a few of them, and I will probably try and repeat all of them. I'm not sure that I can remember all of them one by one. But basically, we said you need to initiate action, you need to be a motivator, you need to provide guidance, you need to create confidence in the people that you're dealing with, build morale with them, build a work environment that is viable and healthy and helpful. Ensure that when people come into the space of your leadership, they feel that they have the energy and the freedom and the capacity to make decisions, to move, to do things. You need to be able to create that environment. You are in charge, you're the coordinator, you're the compass to this environment, you're the person that they're looking up to. You have to be their hope. You have to be their source of love. You have to be able to look at the people that you lead, whoever they are, be it in a work environment, be it in a home environment, be it in a church or a religious organization environment. You have to be able to be the hope of your team. You're the shepherd in this case.
That's very crucial for us to be able to really highlight on, because like now many people have been laid off, many people have been sent home, and especially when looking at leadership from the home environment in a family where a husband is basically a leader now. He's been sent home maybe on half salary, maybe on no salary, or this is a person who's been used to hustling, he's no longer hustling. It is crucial for us to highlight those issues that we're talking about. Positive environment, maybe you can specifically focus on that, especially for the people that are at home right now, looking at it from the aspect of the home, the man that is the breadwinner or the woman that is the breadwinner, whether it's a single parent or whether it's, both parents are present, and really just help them to understand what it is that we are talking about right now in this season.
Sheila, for us who are in leadership, let me just go back a little bit and say that whenever we make a decision, I defined a leader as a person who makes decisions that affect other people on a daily basis. Every single decision you're making is affecting someone one way or the other, your leader in that capacity. And so when this situation of COVID-19 came, from my personal experience, I will let you know that I have 50 members of team that I work with, and they're all looking up to me in terms of they're all expecting that the decisions that I will make will be sensible, humane, loving, kind, and decisions that are just not going to be thrown around. So I had to sit down as a person and consult me and consult my team and consult our bosses and say, what are we going to do with these 50 people in a situation whereby we work in the hospitality industry, the hotels along, in all the, almost all over the world are closed now. So we had to close our restaurant as a way of dealing with the situation. So we closed our restaurant. And you can imagine, out of the restaurant, we have 8 employees that work there. Question is, because I have closed the restaurant, do I send these people home? Or do I think of a way to retain them as employees, even though the scenario does not work? And so we had to make some really tough decisions. And I have to promise you that communicating those decisions to the people that are going to be affected by this was like the hardest thing I have had to do in a very long time. Because I am looking at, if I tell my chef you're going home on probably a 50% salary card, or you're going home and we cannot be able to pay you, or you're going home and we will only be able to pay you this particular amount of money for the time that you're at home. This decision does not affect him alone as an individual. It affects his family. It affects his children. It affects people that depend on him. And as you know, in our African setup, most of us are breadwinners for our nuclear families. We also go further and we are the support system for our parents. And we also go further, the relatives in our lives that think that, oh, she works, oh, he works. They're all sort of expecting that you can be able to support them. So a decision to send someone on a 50% salary or on a 70% salary or keep them on a 100% salary is not just affecting the person that you sent home, who is the breadwinner. It's also affecting their wife, it's affecting their children, it's affecting their parents, it's a whole chain. And so we have a lot of people that are now at home, either without a salary completely, or without half salary, or without maybe a 30% salary, or they're just on leave, they're on unpaid leave. And these people are undergoing a lot of pressure in terms of they have to continue providing for these families. But at the same time, their source of income is now dry. The tap that they're used to fetching water from has run dry. What do you do in a scenario like that? In a scenario like that, my advice to the leaders who are in this position, the family, the heads of the family, the heads of companies that are now faced with tough decisions that they have to make, these people, my advice to them is, first of all, before everything else, sit and take care of your mental condition. Because there is a possibility that because there are so many people that are depending on you, the pressure is going to arise. You're going to be feeling cornered. And the last thing that as a leader you want to do is collapse now. You cannot afford to collapse now. Even if the pressure is so high, you have to be standing. You have to ask yourself, how do I maneuver? Because if you collapse, chances are your family is going to collapse. Chances are your juniors are going to collapse. Chances are everything around our community can easily go down if the people that are in the position of leadership, be it breadwinners, be it managers, be it politicians, be it the president of this country, be it our CS for health, who is faced with making decisions on a daily basis that are affecting a lot of Kenyans. The one thing that we have to ensure is that these people that are sitting in those positions are taking care of your mental well-being, Sheila.
And that's important. Thank you so much for highlighting that it all begins with us, as leaders, whether in which position we're in, we also determine significantly contribute to the positive environment that you're talking about, a conducive environment, whether at home, whether in the office, whether in society, because it trickles out there as well. It all begins with us. So the more we are fortified in our minds, emotionally as well, then socially we'll be, and everything else will fall into place. And I'm thankful that as a person that has experienced it, I know you're a leader in your own might when you're in M Life Foundation. And you're also a leader on this side in terms of the management and everything else that you're doing. I'd like us to just take a moment to now focus on the fact that why is it so important for us to have leadership that is grounded and that is founded in this season of COVID-19. When you're thinking of we've been talking about decisions, and I'd like us to focus on that. Why is it so important? Why is it crucial that leadership right now in this season really has to rise above board and try to, I'd really like you to demystify that and break it down for us this season.
Sheila, I will address this, and you're going to allow me to also touch on a bit of the political environment that we have at the moment, because I think at the moment with this season, the things that are affecting us too much are made by those people that are in political positions, and also the people that are the entrepreneurs, the people that own businesses, the people that are running companies. The decisions they're making at the moment are the ones that are affecting us most. Now, imagine a scenario where you do not have a sober-minded leader, so who wakes up and makes irrational decisions without thinking around them, without making sure that the decision they're making is not just for personal gain, is not just for their own personal gratification, but it is a decision that is going to affect people that they have never met, people that they've never heard about, people that they will probably never even get a chance to integrate with. Now, the reason why it is so important that leaders are rounded all around, they are not momentous. They're not people that wake up, COVID-19 is here, and just jump and start making radical decisions that are just going to make things happen within that period. You need a rounded leader who, when things are calm, they're able to sit down and plan for when things will go south, because those things are going to happen. You need to be able to have a leader that when I will use this term, when shit hits the fan, they're not going to be reading around the fan. They're going to be able to stand and make firm decisions that are going to help the people that are in their lives. Now, a leader has to be completely sober. A leader has to be a visionary. A leader has to know that when there is a time when the rain will be there, and then there's a time that when we are going to get into a hot zone, when there will be famine. A leader needs to be able to know that you have to be able to stock up when there's plenty, and when there is nothing, you will have stocks in your gala for your people to feed from. A leader has to be somebody that is not only thinking for the period when they themselves are in that position of power, but that they also, another person will come and pick up from where they are and what kind of ground are they going to have. Now you need a sober leader that does not just say things. This is the one thing that our leaders are failing us on, is just dropping words to the media, dropping words to people, dropping words everywhere. They are not really thinking before they speak, because every term, every decision, every word that you throw out there is affecting someone. And so you have to think of the possibilities as a leader of every simple thing that you decide and make, every word, everything. So you have to be a really round person, which is you have to be authoritative and at the same time be kind. You also, while you're being authoritative and kind, you also have to be humane. You can also not just be humane enough to allow everybody to twist you around and shift your stand. So even as you're being humane, even as you're being a good listener, at the end of the day, you have to be a firm leader that makes decisions that affect people in the right way. And unfortunately, I don't think we have a lot of time. I see our Zoom is acting up in terms of time, but I'm happy to put this across, that a leader has to be completely round and still be able to be firm enough to make decisions that affect people in the right way.
So yes, we have to be a visionary. We have to be proactive and not reactive, because unfortunately, many of our leaders are reactive. They fail to look into the future, you know, look at what is coming and then come into the present and be able to adequately prepare the same. So it's important for us as leaders in our own might, across the board, whoever we are, wherever it is that we are, we have to remember that we need to, and I like what you said, that we need to be kind. Yes, you have to carry the mantle that you have as a leader. You're the one that is in charge, but you need to be kind, you need to be empathetic, understand what it is that people are going through. And even when you need to make the decisions that you're making, I appreciated what you also talked about initially. You talked about how, yes, you lead a team of 50 people, but you came together, you sat together with them. So it has to be inclusive, you know. You have to seek, as a leader in this time, even as we're making our decisions, we have to seek input from the various participants that we are having. And when you're looking at the political level, as you're saying, have input from different scopes of people. You know, it's not just the people that will always tell you yes, 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 yes. Also look for people that are there that will put you, you know, on the map. This is something that really many people do not like. So maybe we can pick up that aspect. When you're thinking of feedback, when you're talking about the decisions that you made with your team, what kind of feedback did you experience? Which is something that even the politicians, many of them don't like. Is there anybody that was telling you, no, madam, this shouldn't be done? You know, then now when you're looking at leadership that can probably be opposed, right? Maybe you can pick us and that and share with us the kind of
Obviously,
experience that you have.
when we have to make decisions that affect a team of 50 people or a team of 52 million Kenyans, it's not you can wake up and make these decisions in your kitchen, or when you're taking a shower in the morning, you wake up and the water trickles down and you make a decision and you impose it on people. A good leader will bring people together, consult, even though they are the leading party, they consult with the others so that they can hear the opinions of other people and be able to then consolidate this information to come up with a firm decision that is inclusive of everybody. And that's exactly what we did for us. We called in our teams and we say, this is the scenario, this is the situation. For some of us, we have to stop working immediately because now this aspect of our work has to stop. We don't have a choice because of the directives that the government has given. So we have to close the restaurant, and we explained that to the staff. We have to close it. But then we need to understand, how does this affect you as an individual who works in this department? And so we consulted with them, explained the situation, and then offered them something that they can hold on to. And the one thing that we ensured is that no one among us loses their job in the event of by an extension of COVID-19. And we have ensured that everybody is retained one way or the other. And so some of us have to make sacrifices to accommodate the ones who are not working at ETC, things like that. But I had a lot of feedback from the team. Some of it was very positive, and some of it was quite was quite extraordinary and shocking. Like things that people tell you that take you back and make you think twice after that, and then you're like, did I put this across in the wrong way, or what, did I say something that wasn't right? So it gives me as the person in this position to sit down, evaluate myself, and think about how I put my messages across. And so yes, we had a lot of feedback, positive, negative, and then questioning feedback. We had a lot of people asking questions. So when you say A, B, C, D, what does that mean in this aspect? And we just have to be patient enough, kind enough, and make it as fun as possible, as a fun environment. We're very lucky that among the people that we work with in this environment of ours, very much like brothers and sisters. I know you've been here, you've seen how we ourselves interact and how we operate. So we're very lucky in that aspect that we sort of a family of 50, 60 people that have grown together over the last 7, 8 years now. And so we are blessed in that way. I'm glad that God has given me the capacity to build that environment. And I know that my people are praying for me even as I sit in this position and make those decisions. Yes. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank God for you. So yes, we should understand that even when they give us the negative in terms of feedback, when there's positive criticism or negative feedback, it's still of value to us, and it doesn't really. You can't hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Can you?
Yes, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm saying that we should appreciate that when we are being given feedback from our teams, whether it is the citizenry, whether it is Wanjiko or, you know, Otieno or whoever, whether it is our children in the home, that even when it is negative, it is good because it gives us an opportunity to go back to the drawing board and objectively look at things and see how we can better ourselves, if there are any gaps in how we are handling the situation, any gaps in how we can be able to do better, that can be able to reinforce the wellness or the welfare of the people that we are having in our domain of leadership. It's important for us not to take it negatively, because more often than not, you'll find that a leader, even a political leader, when he's told, no, don't do this, you realize that he has an enemy, whether it is true or false, just because somebody gave them feedback that was negative. And that's something that is crucial for us. So maybe you can tell me, when you're looking, I know with the M Life that you've had some form of activities in this time. Would you talk about what it is that you're doing to that level, on the society level, in this time, as you're making decisions also that are affecting people in the community? What is going on in that area?
Thank you, Sheila. For those of you who don't know what M Life Foundation is, it's actually a religion, or should I call it? It's a Christian-based organization that deals with a lot of people that are going through injustices in the community. And our main core, we have a few programs that we run. We run a program called LEAP in Nairobi, especially. We're trying to extend that to Kilifi now. This is where we have students in different primary schools where we help kids learn, get to learn to read and write and upgrade themselves from a community, a low-level community standard, to growing to a better person in the future. And that program has been very successful. We have over 100 children in Nairobi currently, and we just started extending that to Kilifi a few weeks ago. And so we want to see how that works. We have another program called the Summer Leadership Camp. In our Summer Leadership Camps, basically what we do is we bring in young people to help them become leaders with a difference. We help them come in and realize what their leadership capacities are, and we want to create leaders that are not just influenced by normal circumstances, but who can think from a global perspective and who can be able to become our leaders of tomorrow, whether they're going to be in the corporate field, whether they're going to be in political fields. We want to build ethical leaders that are humane. In fact, one of our strongest point of connection is that we say the future is human. And so we're trying to create as many human people as possible. We have an ecclesia program that runs in California at the moment, and hopefully we are going to be able to extend that to Kenya in the next few months. And in this program is a prayer support system, and we do a dinner every year where we fundraise for our activities. Now, in this era of COVID-19, with MLife Foundation, we have agreed that we are going to continue paying the people that work with us throughout the season until our reserves run dry. So we are continuing to support them as usual. We have also opened up our platform for people that are in the low cadre of the community. And if someone is really completely stuck with their life, you're asking people, write to us, talk to us, tell us your situation, and we can see what we can be able to do. So we are trying to fundraise for this, for COVID-19 at the moment. And I have an amazing team. They're not people that I live with in Kilifi. I'm the only one in Kilifi with a support team that I have. So we have sort of recruited over the last few years, who are not really employed by us or anything. They're just volunteers. And then we have a team in Nairobi and a team in California. And I promise you, I have seen people that are selfless, that are willing to listen, that are willing to help. Our organization decided to give us 5,000 to buy veggies every month. The last over the COVID season, and guess what? All of us individually sort of returned this money to the organization, saying that we could be able to fend for ourselves. We can scamper around and get what we need, but we know that there are people out there that are not able to fend for themselves, and so we return the money to the organization to disperse it to other people. So yes, I am blessed to be involved in this capacity, and we are listening. Our lines are open. If you look at our website, go and check MLife Foundation. You will see what we do. Our numbers are open. Our email is open. We're willing to listen. We're willing to help where we can.
So thank you so much. At least in summary, what we have done is that we've said that as leaders, we need to be able to have a sound mind. We need to be sound. We need to have our mental health check, because we will be able to, it determines a lot about how it is that we, whether in the home, whether in the office, whether in society, in the nation, as political leaders. We really need to understand that our role, as you have aligned so much, that we have been able to know that we
Can I say one?
This
is my final thing. A leader who doesn't have a support system is bound to fail. So you need a support system. It needs to be hooked to a stronger and higher power. And so as a leader, you need to know where your source of strength is. And I tell people that if you don't have God, it's impossible to deal with the people that God created. So I have to say this, because I think my strength, every decision that I make, the things that I have done over life, I could not do them on my own. It took a lot of connection to a higher power, and for me that comes in as God. So I will ask every leader, if you're a leader in any aspect, ensure that you have a source that you tap from that is not physical one. The physical ones can run dry any moment, and when you're in the bedroom on your own, when it feels really dry, you need to have somewhere that you can call and get a refill.
Yes, and that's important for us to really have our spiritual connection, the spiritual aspect of our lives and living very much intact, because without God we can't do anything. And I like what you're saying, that the people, and the only way to be able to make the kind of be loving and not to think about ourselves, because really got in place, then we can, societies can transform. So I will open it to any other person. Nyevu, Josephine, Irene, anybody who would like to ask a question? Yevo?
Hello, I'm
Hi,
here.
everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, you can start.
No, I don't have any questions, but I was appreciating the sound of the cow wherever somebody is. I see a cow and I feel at home. But I have no questions. Thank you so much, Mwihaki.
Thank you,
Mwihaki,
Yevo.
Mwihaki, is it you or is it me? Because I also have a cow. So maybe thank God for the cows in the season, eh?
I know, yes.
It's the peace of God. It's
Peace,
the peace
exactly.
it's the peace of God. Yeah.
Just, Sheri, you were saying something?
Yes, I was. I think I can start by. My photo has a weird background thing, but it's fine. I can start by appreciating you guys. It's been very insightful. Mwihaki, your points are just mwah, on top of it. But my question was, some of these leadership traits that we need are not inborn. Like the ability to sit down and think about other people first before you make your leadership decisions, the ability to be, to plan ahead, etc. Some of these things are acquired as you progress in your leadership journey. Is there a way that you can learn these things to adapt immediately to situations? Like right now during this COVID season, we need to act and make decisions very fast. So is there a way we can adapt these traits that we need to have, especially during such a difficult season?
Yes,
Would you
Josephine,
like
you
to
can
answer?
learn traits. You can definitely learn these things, and that is what like our leadership program that we run every August does, is to bring people and show them the possibilities of how you can be able to learn and adapt to become the person that you need to be in a leadership position. And there are a lot of books that you could read. There are a lot of podcasts out there that you could listen to. But at the same time, the most important thing is for you as a person to learn to be able to actually teach yourself first that you need to be these things. I think life comes with a lot of experiences. For me, I think my humane part, there was a time I was very inhumane. Like I didn't care. I just didn't feel anything. I just didn't think about anybody else. I just moved on with my life. But life experiences have taught me that there's no other option but to be a human being in the process of life. And so I will encourage you to also encourage others that are in these positions of power that are making this decision on our behalf to join leadership camps that are based that have got the right doctrines to teach, so that we can all then be able to become the people that we need to be when it comes to making decisions that are affecting others in a humane way. Yes, in a nutshell, people have got the capacity to learn to become better leaders.
And of course, we are always saying that leaders, some are born and some are made. So if you identify that you have the ability to rise above, I always encourage people to take every opportunity that life presents you. Life will always present you with an opportunity to do or not to do. So when you're given an opportunity to do and to become better, do it. Because the more you do it, the more you develop in that strength, the more you tap into that grace, and the more you realize that actually it becomes easier and easier the more you yield and you keep doing it. So we can be very intentional the way you're saying, put a plan in motion. You identify basic skills that you'd want. We have the soft skills that come naturally, and there are these other ones that we can need, they can be need to go to school for. But I would encourage all of us to identify those circumstances that life brings us, to just rise above and develop the leader in you, push yourself further, push yourself over and beyond what everybody else is doing, because then that is what causes us to be distinguished and really to stand above. So yes, anybody else with a question? I think Irene has gone somewhere else. Anyways, I'd just like to appreciate. Huh?
It's Irene. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Yes, sorry, I've been on and off. My net is really disturbing, but I just want to be appreciative of the session. It was interesting, and my take home is that the fact that if you're not able to lead yourself, then how do you expect to lead others? So mine is just to appreciate. Really, it's really an eye opener, and I'm glad in this season we have the opportunity, or rather I have the opportunity to just lead myself, you know, and be able to do stuff that otherwise I would not necessarily want to, you know, or lazy to do. I just set it and say, you know what, do this because it's for me and for the good of others. So I'm doing it and I'm moving forward. So that for me was just like an aha moment for me. So I'm thankful.
And that was reinforced and reiterated this earlier this week on Wednesday when we were having the discussion as well. Somebody said the same thing, that, you know, a leader, you cannot lead, you know, you can't lead others unless you lead yourself. And I think maybe many of our leaders really need to, and we ourselves, let's also put ourselves into that bracket to really remind ourselves that, look, if we're very poor at managing ourselves, if we're very poor at making good decisions that are positively attributing to our lives, positively attributing to our development, positively attributing to the people around us, then of course it translates to everything else that we do. For me, I'd like to thank you, Mwihaki, for coming. Any parting shots? I'm opening it up. Anybody who'd like to say anything? Me, I'm excited. At least I've learned that it all begins with me. You've affirmed me. It all begins and ends with me.
There's a book called...
Gashiri, at least now we can...
Gashiri, we can finally see her. There's a book called Self-Leadership and the 1 Minute Manager. I loved that book. It's called Self-Leadership and the 1 Minute Manager. I loved it, loved it. I read it a long time ago, but it was amazing. It helps a lot where self-leadership is concerned.
That's interesting. Sawa. Well, all of us have an opportunity to read, develop, grow. And I'd just like you to remember as we pen off that as a leader, just remember the 4 things: helping other people to excel. That is who you are. Give people hope, inspire hope in people, encourage hope in people. And how do we do that? Just help other people to excel. That is what I'll ask you in this season. And it all, as we have said, it all begins with us. Let's work on our guidance. Let's work on encouraging people to really become, you know, make positive choices, to make the right decisions, be positive, have a positive mindset, exude positivity in everything that we are doing. Let's be empathetic. Let us follow our goodness. You know, let's just make the right decisions that will affect us positively, and also the guys that we are working with positively. And let's see our lives and our societies changing as Kenya changes as well. I thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Every Friday, by the way, we'll always be hosting somebody on the transformational moment. At least for this Kororo, for me, it has made me come out and do these things that I've been saying for 2 years. Lack of proper leadership. 2 years I've been saying I'm going online, but now Kororo has pushed me online. So thank you so much for coming. God bless you so much. We'll see you next Friday. Even Monday we are also here. Wednesday we are here, but not on Zoom. That's on Facebook Live. Friday, because of hosting, we come on Zoom as well. So enjoy your day. Have a blessed weekend. And please inspire hope in people. Help somebody else to do what? To helping other people to excel. God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.